Our next person who's going to speak to us today is also a United States Navy veteran, 27 years, retired as a United States Navy Master Chief. He's also announced himself recently as a GOP candidate for District 13. So those of you who are not aware, he's going to be going against Brad Miller, part of the Axis of Weasel over there. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you give a hand to Mr. Bill Randall, who's going to be speaking to us today about the importance of grassroots organizations like we are here. Bill Randall.
Good afternoon. Before I get started, I'm going to ask everybody that's not in a wheelchair, and I'm not going to be like the Vice President and say, Chuck, stand up for Chuck. No, if you're able, please stand up right now, stretch just for a few seconds, and put your seatbelt on. Have a seat. Thank you very much. I'm Bill Randall, and I'm a candidate for Congress to represent North Carolina's 13th district. Your presence here is an indicator that you're sick and tired of politicians who forget who they should be representing. Today is supposed to be the celebration of our 233rd anniversary of independence. Independence from tyrannical monarchy overseas. Our founding fathers left Europe to come here and establish a republic of the people, by the people, and for the people. And we have some who want to reverse it and turn it in another direction. We the people have been relegated as mere subjects of a pseudo-king and his minions who are abusing their power in office in the executive and legislative branches of our government. But let the message go forth today. Let that message be loud and clear. We demand accountability. Martin Luther King Jr. in his historic speech in August of 1963, his speech has become known as the I Have a Dream speech. But contrary to some who believe that I have a dream is all he spoke more words than I have a dream. Martin Luther King, and I'm going to give you some excerpts from what he said. He said, now is the time for our nation to rise from the dark, and he used metaphors very strategically, very skillfully. He said, now is the time for our nation to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time. Now is the time to rise from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children. But get this, Martin Luther King Jr. went on to say more words. He said it would be fatal for the nation to overlook the urgency of the moment. This sweltering summer of the Negro's legitimate discontent will not pass until there's an invigorating autumn of freedom and equality. 1963, he said, is not an end, but a beginning. And those who hoped the Negro needed to blow off steam and will now be content will have a rude awakening if the nation returns to business as usual. That deserves a hand right there. Because in essence what he was saying, that the freedom of speech is alive and well. And those who think that Americans who are hungry for and who love and who embrace liberty are only out on a 4th of July at a tea party just to look good and have nothing of substance, they have another thing coming.